Hey, what's up, you guys? Pac D here. We need to talk about Pokemon Champions. Not only is this game free to play, but it's available on mobile as well. This game reminds me of Pokemon Stadium back when I was a kid growing up, where you would pick a team, your opponent would pick a team, and you guys would battle it out. But instead of you picking a team, you import your Pokemon from the games that we have played throughout the decades. Whether you're a kid now, an adult now, whether you have games from 10 years ago, you're able to connect the Pokemon that you caught in previous games to Pokemon Home, and then use those Pokemon from Pokemon Home and implement them into this game so that you have all the Pokemon that you caught and worked hard for, and you're actually able to use them instead of just letting them rot in Pokemon Home, never to see the light of day again. Now let me show you exactly what I mean, because there are some Pokemon that I had from Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I really haven't touched that game for like the last 3 years. I was like, okay, there are other games out now, new Pokemon adventures to be had. That game is kind of dead and buried. However, with the introduction of this game and the implementation of Pokemon Home, I was able to import some of those Pokemon that I used, and now they're on my battle teams. Pokemon like Lucario, or Dragapult, or Toxapex. These are Pokemon that were part of my battle teams when I was grinding the Master Ball on Sword and Shield, and now I'm able to use them again. Now, you have to remember, when you import a Pokemon from Pokemon Home into this game, it creates a copy of that Pokemon. So, if you want to take the Pokemon out of this game and put it back into, let's say, Sword and Shield, or Scarlet Violet, ZA, Legends Arceus, the Pokemon that you imported is going to be the same Pokemon that you export. However, when it creates that copy in this game, you're able to change certain things. So, if we go down here to train, Pokemon Training, and I click on one of these Pokemon that I brought in, like Swampert for example, I can completely change Swampert up. If I want him to be max health, bam, max health. If I want him to be super physical attacking, we can make him that, right? Super physical attacking, we'll make him that. And we'd have to change Water Pledge because it's an illegal move. You can filter by type. Sorry. We'll go to water. I don't often do this, so there we go. Bam. Wave Crash. Just like that. And we can commence the training. And then this Pokemon would be, essentially, he's already copied. But these changes wouldn't be made to the Pokemon if you're taking him out. So that's kind of the caveat here. Anything that you put in is the same as you take it out. And it gets modified in this Pokemon Champions bubble. Now, if I wanted to commence the training, I could. And I could use my VP, which is my overall currency in the game. Or I could use these training tickets that you get through achievements, challenges, and the free tiers of the Battle Pass, and the paid tiers if you want to go that route. But you can get some of the rewards through the free tiers of the Battle Pass. Now, I don't want to do this currently because I don't really see myself using Swampert at the moment, so I'm going to leave without carrying out any training. But these are things that you can do. Remember, these are all Pokemon, well, not all of them, but many of them, are Pokemon that I had from other games. Now, if we go over here to Pokemon like Tauros or Tinkaton, they have that yellow and white hourglass, and that means that they're on a trial period. Tinkaton has 5 days, Tauros has 7 days. I checked before this video. But what about Pokemon that don't have that hourglass? Well, they're on our team permanently. Let's say this Meowscarada with the green and white infinity sign is on our team permanently. However, it's locked to the game. I can't trade this Pokemon out. I got it from this game, and therefore it has to stay in this game. And you might ask, well, how do you get Pokemon in this game? Well, when you first sign up for the game and begin your journey, it asks you to pick a team captain. And from that team captain, they'll give you a team. So you'll automatically get 6 Pokemon that you can use no matter what. But you might want more, and I'll show you how to get more. From the home screen, you go to the recruit option, and from the recruit menu, you go to recruit Pokemon. And then we meet a new lineup of Pokemon. Every 22 hours, you get a free recruit, but if you want to do this more often, it will cost you 22 quick coupons. So, for example, if you don't have the option to get Feraligatr in one of your Pokemon games, you have the option to try him out. And that's the same with all of these Pokemon. You have 10 options to choose from. So let's say you don't have Pokemon Sword and Shield, and you really want an Electric Dark type Pokemon. You're able to try this Pokemon out for free for 7 days, instantly recruit it for 2,500 VP if you know you like it already, or you can permanently recruit it with these training tickets. And we'll talk about that here in a moment, because you can also use VP to train your Pokemon, as we talked about earlier, but you can also use training tickets. So you have recruitment tickets, and you also have training tickets. Well, both of them come in handy quite a bit later on down the road. Also, we have these affinity tickets that you're able to use for a specific type of Pokemon. This ticket makes you more likely to meet normal type Pokemon in the next lineup, or fire, or water, or fighting, and you get these different types of affinity tickets so that if you're hunting for a Pokemon that you want, or a type that you want, this gives you kind of a boost to find that Pokemon, a higher chance to find that Pokemon or that Pokemon type. And then over here we have the shop. I've already purchased like a vast majority of the items, but there's still a few left. You know, just some held items to help your abilities last longer, or certain moves to last longer, or give your Pokemon more accuracy or a little bit more strength. Berries to reduce the damage from certain types, or potentially have you restore health, or regain your status effect, or actually lose your status effect. So there's just all sorts of stuff. There's clothing and accessories if you're into that kind of thing. Change your character up, change your trainer. You got pre-battle poses and throwing styles, victory poses, battle songs. But I'm sure you guys are curious to see how the battles actually work. So let's dive into those now. So yeah, that's the introduction to Pokemon Champions. Two things that I forgot to mention that you probably saw from the last battle is that Mega Evolutions are the gimmick. So there's no Dynamax like there was in Pokemon Sword and Shield, but we do have one Mega allowance. And not every Pokemon, as you know, is able to be Mega'd, so you should go to the shop and look through the Mega Stones to see which Pokemon are able to become Mega evolved so that, you know, you can use them to your advantage. The second thing that I forgot to mention is that there are no legendary or mythical Pokemon allowed in battle. I don't even think they're allowed in the game at the moment. Currently, the meta is changing from month to month, and they're allowing a couple new Pokemon in every new season, but we have yet to see any legendaries or mythics allowed. So keep that in mind when you're building your team and when you're trying to implement Pokemon from Pokemon Home, because those legendaries and mythics just won't be able to be imported into this game. So thanks again for watching. If you learned something or if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new one, and I look forward to seeing you in future Pokemon Champions videos. Take care, everyone.